All right, we just got done with the first day of the girls freestyle. I'm here with Espy. And
Yeah.
Espy, tell me your name, where you're from, and what year you are in high school.
I'm from Minnesota, Apple Valley, Minnesota. Uh, my name is Espy, and I'm a junior 2027.
Junior 2027. Now, talking to your mom, you've only been wrestling, what, a couple of years, one or two, or three?
Two. I'm going into my third this
Going
year.
into your third year. What made you decide to get into wrestling?
And it was never wrestling. It was basketball. I'm a big basketball kid, and I did it. Not a lot of people know I did it in middle school. It was like first year because like sixth graders weren't allowed to play basketball or any other sports. Wrestling was the only thing, and I did it. And I was like, eh. I was like, eh, because I loved basketball. Then seventh grade I did basketball, and then eighth grade they wanted me back on the team, but I did basketball. And then it was freshman year, and my best friend, well now, at the time, she was the first like sanctioned Apple Valley like first state champ, and everyone was like, I just feel like you need to do it, like you can be a state champ too. I was like basketball, and then my football coach, because I played football, he told me, he was like, come on, just give it a try. So I did basketball and wrestling at the same time, and then I just chose it over basketball, which is big because basketball has always been my thing.
Wow. And what was the deciding factor? What did you enjoy more about wrestling?
It's not that I enjoy them both. It was more they were more understanding. Like basketball, like it kind of got ruined. Like just the love for it. Like they kind of just they weren't as considerate and like accepting as wrestling was. Like if I missed a practice, like hey, you're not playing a game. But wrestling, if I missed a practice for basketball, they're like it's okay. Like you can still work hard, you can still win. So it was more of they were more understanding of I was trying to be a multi-sport athlete and figure out which one I was gonna pick over. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, thanks to my coaches.
That's awesome. You know, it's almost unheard of for someone to only wrestle, 2, 3 years and be a world champion. So,
Yeah.
what is the secret to your success?
Hard work. I would say I literally hard work. Hard work beats talent when talent isn't working. Is what my coach Tyler Foss back at Summit used to always tell me because I get in my head a lot. And then Precious Weezer, she's my other coach back at home, and she always believes in me. She's always telling me like, you can do it. Like today I had to wrestle a former, like she's also from Minnesota, Sarah Polk. It's like she's ranked nationally, she's number 2 nationally. She's a big name, and like I've always been looking for that match, and everyone's always telling me like you can beat anyone, anyone's beatable, anyone. And today I proved that anyone is beatable. So it was.
So you haven't wrestled her in 2 years in Minnesota, and you come all the way across the.
I've never wrestled her in general. Never. I've always wanted to. I've always wanted the opportunity. I've always tried to wrestle her, but it's never happened. And yeah, I had to literally come overseas to finally get the match that I've been wanting. And I got the W, and I showed that hard work pays off.
And I saw you guys hug and embrace afterwards, and then
Yeah,
again on the podium. And so, what do you think that's going to do for you guys this season as you go back to Minnesota?
There's definitely going to be a rivalry. I have so much respect for her. She's just as hardworking as me. We've been training together this whole tournament, getting ready for it. And knowing her, like I knew she was going to be in my weight class, but that didn't change it because iron sharpens iron. So the two of the best were sitting there practicing, and we both put hard work. It was just who wrestled the best that day. And I know back in Minnesota, she'll probably go 55 for state, and I'll probably go 55 for state. So we'll get that rematch for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll see her again.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to fast forward to the last match. So you're in the championship match. You have an outstanding wrestler from Brazil, and I think she may have been, rated as well. Very good competitor. What do you think happened? What sparked her to kind of get angry? I saw at one point she kind of threw a forearm at you while you were down.
I don't know. I had seen her practicing the day before. She was sitting there while the other girls were practicing, and she was like, I knew what she was gonna do. I think it was more of she thought that it was like she was gonna be able to do the things that she was doing, but it wasn't working because I've practiced with people like that. They try to, and I've worked like with Precious and all my coaches. That's what I've worked on, so it wasn't working. So I think she just got frustrated because her offense wasn't working, and I was out wrestling her, and yeah, it was.
So, and how were you able to keep your composure? Because when someone hits you that hard and you're kind of at a disadvantage, the first reaction usually you want to fight back. How did you keep your composure?
I think just maturity and like I listened to my coaches, Ali and Jessica Breton, and I was just sitting there. I was like, and they were like, "No, Espy, don't. It's not worth it." And I was just like, "Hey, I just gotta keep cool." And it kept happening, and that's when I realized I was like, the bigger person wins this. And in that moment, I was a bigger person because I knew if I did it back, it would have made me look like, oh, like you're also a fool for doing that. Like you don't do that.
Right.
So I was like, be the bigger person and just let it be, and I did, and that's yeah.
Well, it looked like you turned it up a notch. I told your mom, I said, you're a warrior.
Yeah, I did. After she did that, I was like, we're not boxing here, we're wrestling. So I put my moves together and I got the W.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, if you can give a shout out to anybody back in Minnesota, who would you like to give a shout out to?
My coaches at Summit, Tyler Foss and everyone there. My coach Precious Weezer, my bad. And my mom, my dad, my family, my friends. Yeah, basically.
Fantastic.
Oh, and my coaches at Apple Valley too. Yeah.
Got to get them all.
Yeah,
Well,
I got to get them all.
Well, congratulations again on your gold medal.
Thank you.
All right, this is James Cloyd with AAU Winter National. I'm not Winter National. This is Take Two. This is James Cloyd with AAU Wrestling.
Yeah.